And hello, everybody. Now, this is using my new streaming rig, which I just built, and I'm not 100% confident with. So this might either be a really quick stream, or it might be a really slow stream. And I'm just looking at the live preview in Twitch, and I get the idea that it's going to be a really quick one. I say I'm using my new computer. It's a really old computer. I actually thought that it was an i7 7th gen. I was wrong. It's much older than that. It's actually a second generation i7. It's a 2700K CPU, and the 7 in there kind of confused me. So this CPU is like 10 years old now. And I kind of have the idea that this is possibly not going to keep up with what I'm doing. So I would like to ask for some feedback at some point. First of all, can you actually hear me? Because I've not had a chance to check the sound yet on this machine, so I might just be talking to the wind right now. And secondly, can you let me know whether or not it's actually watchable or not, or whether or not it's just so slow and stuttery that it's completely useless. I got feedback from Eldert. Thank you, Eldert. Everything's okay. That actually makes me quite happy. It's as long as you guys are seeing something that actually works pretty smoothly, then I can ignore the fact that it's all jittery on this end. It's I have an idea that I'm gonna have to replace my old machine with a new one in order to do streaming, but I'm going to be honest, I'd rather not spend Lego money on a new computer right now. I'd rather put that off for a while. I'm also using my new camera mount that I just got this week. I've had my camera mounted on an arm for an age, which is nice because you can put it in almost the right position. But in order to actually see me over the top of the monitor, it had to be so high that what you actually saw is the top of my head and not me at all. So I got myself a ball joint there so that I can actually angle it down just a little bit. So I hope that that's kind of reasonable as well. Everything else aside, I was supposed to be doing the stream with Martin this week. We were going to take it in turns. He was going to be building the Porsche 911 Turbo, and I was going to be watching him do that. And after he did a bag of the 911, then I was going to start building the Targa 911 for a bag and try and do a bit of a dual stream. Unfortunately, he can't make it today, but I really love this idea. So I've decided I'm not going to build the 911 today. It's sitting on my shelf, waiting for me to pick it up again, hopefully next week. And instead, what I'm going to be building today is the Lego Corvette ZR1. The 42093 set, which Eldert and all the people on my WhatsApp Lego group recommended as a great build. It's my first time doing a big Technic set, so I don't know if I'm about to embarrass myself completely, but we're going to find out. Got a message from Eldert that video's a bit slow, but it's still okay. In which case, I'm going to carry on with this. I'm going to see if the computer can actually cope with it over the course. And I guess I'm investing in a new machine. That's not going to make me very popular. It's not going to make me very popular with Lego either, because I'm going to have to stop buying for a while. But I've got enough in my backlog to carry on building. Right, let's try switching. Does the desk cam work? The desk cam does work. Yay! Now, this is the fun bit. Can it actually cope? Oh, and I now remembered why I turned off my video. It's because I have a duck directly over my head in StreamYard. So I'm going to just turn off my video again. It might also help the machine to only actually have to process one. That's getting used to all these buttons on the Stream Deck. It's awesome. So we have the Technic Chevrolet ZR1 set here. I have no idea if this is in one or more bags. We're going to find out. One good thing about moving to my other streaming deck is I have a lot more space on my desk, because I'm no longer trying to put a 15-inch laptop somewhere over to the side of the desk whilst I'm trying to work. So the only thing I've got is a little mini keyboard and mouse, just so that I can kind of try and control the computer a little bit while I'm building. We'll see how that works. But it gives me a lot more space to spread out for building. And hopefully the camera angle that I've managed to organize is just a little bit wider too. I'm going to invest in a proper camera mount to hold the camera at some point, but at the moment, getting the computer up and running seems to have a little bit of a higher priority than other things. Right, shall we get this box open and see what it is? We have, let's say, the ZR1 here, and it's a 2-in-1 Technic set. So if we flip it over, we can either build the ZR1 or we can build this hot rod. Now, I'm just going to go for the ZR1 here. I think it's possibly my favorite of the two. One of the reasons why I brought this, because I've also got the car transporter, and this is going to fit on the car transporter along with a few other sets. So eventually I hope to have it as a display piece with the car transporter and 4 nice cars on it. Right, shall we get it open and see what's on the inside? Opening Lego. You know what? I gotta say, I actually don't like this way of opening Lego boxes. I wish most of them just had the sellotape that you can slice through, because you just destroy it a little bit trying to open it. It's a little bit sad. I'd rather a box that I could easily open and then reclose again. All right then, so here comes the bag. Put the box to one side for a second. So we have, oh dear, we have stickers. That's going to be fun. I am not good with stickers. But we have our Technics book. And then we have all sorts of connecting pieces to go together. And looking at it, none of these are numbered, so we're going to need to open everything at once. This is going to be interesting. Prepare for me to lose everything. Right, I'm going to stick the stickers out the way to one side a second, put the book with it, and let's start to open things up. Let's do the nice big bag first and make lots of noise. So in our big bag, we have a few wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels. That's good. We like 4 wheels on our car. Otherwise, it's, a tricycle. We've got 4 tires, and yet again, I'm reminded of the fact that Lego produces more tires than anybody else in the world, and that's just mind-blowing. Let's stack those up ready to go on the car later. We've got some panels. I'm guessing that's... Well, I was going to say that's going to be for the bonnet, but I'm looking at the picture on the front of the book, and I don't think it is. That does look like it's probably for the back of the car, though. And then we have our roof parts. I can see that they go on the roof from the book. And all of our Technics planks in different sizes. A lot of orange here. Yeah, that's fine. I'm in Holland. I like orange. A lot of L-shaped brackets. Now, how to get these sorted so that we don't take up too much space on the table with them all. Yeah, that works. You just know I'm going to lose bits of this. Some grey bars. I don't know if Lego Technics has proper names for all of these bars or anything, so I'm just going to go for bars. If you want to correct me, please feel free. Yet more orange. You know what? I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm really a little bit concerned that maybe I shouldn't be building Technics for the first time on a live stream. But I can cope. Our H section. Please let me know if the video deteriorates or anything, or if, it does get undoable, because I'd rather stop and put it back in the box for a bit and get the computer organized than it just being really stuttery and awful. We have some connection bars up there for us. Yet another orange piece. Now, these pieces, I think I'm probably going to try and keep in the bag, because if I get these out of the bag, I don't have a pot to put them in right now. If I get them out of the bag and try and do something with them, they are going to ping all over the room. And there's 2 bags of these things to do. I don't feel safe there, so we'll just leave those in the bag. And we'll leave the black connector bits in the bag too. These ones we'll sort in a second. Let's move on to the bag of the second biggest pieces. Haha! I didn't spread them across the floor. Yay! So now we're moving on to the second color in this set. You know, we have a lot of orange on there. The other color is black. So now we've got to get all of the black angled bits. Oh, we have different size L-shaped pieces too. That's interesting. I was expecting it all to be one size, but no, we have big and we have small L-shaped pieces. Some more planks. Some, I'm going to guess, wheel arches. So for the people who build Technics often, are these kind of standard Technics wheel arches, or do you have a lot more individual parts for the Technic sets than you do for the standard Lego sets? Go, lots more bars. Oh, there's going to be so much swearing going on in my head as I get this wrong. I'll keep it clean for the stream now. Move on to our shorter orange bars. Another wheel arch. And then some T-pieces. Our steering wheel, because you can't have a car without a steering wheel, can you? Some crosshead and round connecty bits. Do we have any more of those? Yes, we do. We have lots of those. Awesome. This is a whole new world for me. When I say it's my first Technic set, I am lying ever so slightly. My son decided that he wanted to get into Technics recently, so he brought the combine harvester out of his pocket money. But I wasn't allowed to help him do any of that. That had to be entirely him. So I don't actually have any experience with the building. I can just see how his went together. It's awesome watching him put his together. So we've got some cross-connected bits here, so that we can build out in 2 different directions. Some more panels. I wonder what these are going to be used for. We'll find out. And some orange wings. Red Bull geef je vleugels. Which is going to be the rest of my afternoon after my stream. Although that gives me a real dilemma. You see, I'd quite like to see Lewis get his 8th title. But at the same point, I quite like to see Max get his 1st. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that with a Dutch passport. So nearly at the end of this bag. Wow, these are such different bits. Technics Lego is an entirely different thing. I can see why people kind of stick to one or the other sometimes. I think the other bags I might just leave in the bag. 1, because I'm running out of space on the table. And 2, because there's just way too many small pieces in there. I'm really pleased that I cleaned up the desk, getting rid of my laptop, because this is taking way more space than ordinary Lego. Dip-a-doo. Almost there. Okay then, shall we start the instructions and see what we need to do? aside from Scream. And the last two pieces. There we go. Can you still see those back there? Yes, you can still see those back there. So these 3 bags, I think they're kind of maybe 2 smaller pieces. We'll see. If I struggle finding stuff, then I'm going to open them and get sorting on them. But until that point, let's just get on with building and see what we can do to get this car going. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep the book in sight for everybody because I need some space to build. But I'll bring it across occasionally to show you what's going on. Or can I? So let's bring the bags out of the way because the bags don't actually add anything here, do they? Let's bring that across there and see what we can find. So the first thing that we need is this H section piece in the middle. And we need 4 of these black connectors. Now it's the same on either side. So it's a symmetrical connector and it's, I'm guessing this is the same connector that you use to join the modular buildings together. We need 4 of those. So let's get them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these all mount at the front of the H section. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Then we mount up our first gears. Now this bit I'm really looking forward to. I love all of the gears on Technic sets. It's something I really loved about that combine harvester. Even a little tiny set like that had 2 different set of gears on it so that we could actually do stuff. And you know what? Where's that block button? There's the ban button. Bye-bye, Gonzo. You know, I can't believe I barely have any followers or viewers, and yet still we get these spamming the channel. That's kind of unbelievable. I mean, what do they expect to do aside from just constantly banning them? Okay, so we need to get a short yellow bar, and we need to get a big cogwheel, which kind of looks like this cogwheel. And we need to find a small black cogwheel that's barely bigger than the yellow bar itself. Now, I don't have that on the table right now, so I'm guessing that must be in here. So, do we have... Okay, we have a yellow bar in here. That's that one. Now we've got to go hunting for the tiny cogwheel. 1 yellow bar. I get the impression that this is probably going to be a multi-week build doing it this way, because finding all of the tiny bits in these bags is going to be a little bit impossible. No, it's not in that bag. Oh, you know I'm going to end up just opening all of these to find them, don't you? Ah, there we go. I'm guessing it's that one. Let's bring that one across here. So we stick the cog on the end. Can we see that? And then push that through the middle bit there. And then we have to put the other cog on the other side, like so. We have our first Technic bit in place. Then we need this bit, I'm guessing. And we need to build this up with 3 cogwheels. So I'm looking at the sizes. And I'm thinking that's 3 cogwheels from here. I see 2. Let's go digging and see what else we can find. One, 2, 3. And we also need another 2 yellow bars. So let's grab those. We know where they are, so that's nice and quick. Right, let's see how we build this up then, shall we? So that goes in one side. Is that visible enough? And we slot one in underneath, that goes on a peg. And then we slot the other 2 in down the side. Like so. And that gives us a nice cog in the middle with gears on either side. So we connect that in that side, but first of all, we don't put the bar straight in. We've got to put it in the height section first. And that goes with the cogs facing upwards. And that through the side there. OMG. That is a beautiful piece. Nice! This actually has a working differential in it. That is so cool. Of course, it's not quite so cool when you're playing with it and you break it, but hey. Can I put it back together without dismantling the rest of it? That is the question. This should come this side. Okay, what's life without a little bit of breakage? There we go. That's now in there properly. That is so cool. All you people who build Lego Technics all the time are probably thinking, well, yeah, that's Technics, but I wasn't expecting that. I knew that it had gears to make the engine run and everything else, but a full differential in there is awesome. So the next bit is we need to put some sleeves over our axles, and that is coming from this bag. That's not bad. We've only got one bag that we've not touched yet, so we've got one more bag to open. Let's drop these 2 in here. So one on either side, like so. And our gears are building up. Now we get to build, I'm going to say lower wishbone. Looks like a lower wishbone. And for that, we need to open the last bag. Yay! We've now got all of the bags. Oh, we had all of the bags open. I just forgot. Never mind. So we want 2 of the extra long blue connectors that are going to go all the way through. Stay. We need 1 of these pieces. And then we need 2 of these, not those. We need 2 orange bits, which also come from this bag. That allow us to go from top to bottom, side to side. And the way that we put this together is, we also need 1 of these little black bars. Okay, sometimes those things are useful. Being able to say, yep, this is really the black bar because it fits onto the one-on-one section. So we're going to slide this onto one side of the bar. Then we need to put this black piece through second, only it goes that way around. Read the instructions, Stacy. Put the second orange bar on. And then we mount these with the short end into the orange bits. And that mounts underneath the chassis. So if we have the cog at the front, this goes through these center holes here and is going to stick out of the other side, like so. Other side, or do we build the top first? No, we do the other side first. So we need to do the same again. So we need to get 2 more of these blue bits, 2 more of these orange bits, another black connecting bar, and 1 of these bits. And now we build it in the opposite direction. So we'll start with the orange bar. Then we're going to stick the black bar across, orange bar to finish off on the other end, and put the mounting studs on to go through the chassis. Ta-da! Seriously, I could still just watch that gearbox the whole day, but I don't think that would make a very good stream, so I won't. So next thing that we need to put is the uprights for this. So there we need 2 gray uprights, and we need to find them first. And it's an upright with a connecting rod on each end and a hole in the center. And it's not in this bag or this one, nor this. So please be in this one, otherwise I'm lost. So 2 of these bars here to mount vertically, and that should give us a hole going on to our drive shaft. So I'm guessing we're going to poke something through there in a second. I'm going to do 1 on each side. And then indeed, we get our drive shafts and we poke them through. So I suspect coming all the way to our back wheels. Now we need to hold those in place. So we need to get a couple of end caps. There we go. These ones here. And bring those on there. Wow, this is starting to look quite complex. Now we need to build the top half of our suspension. So we need another 2 of these. We need 1 gray connecting bar, and I've seen those in this bag. Yeah, 1 of those. We need a couple of long red ones. I remember using an amount of these, I think, on the Millennium Falcon to try and connect everything in the middle. Oh, we need 1 of those because I wasn't reading, of course. And we need 2 more of our orange bits. Ta-da! And how do these go together? Well, we get the bar. And on one side, we have a black bit which points down. And then we put an orange bit to the back. Says she, hopefully. Okay, I'm enjoying this, but I have the idea that my arthritis is going to start complaining at some point. I think my arthritis is going to determine the length of the stream today, possibly. So that comes sideways along like that. Then we put the second bar to the back. Yeah, I think that's about right. And half mount our red locking pin in the front. Then we need to bring this across to here, and it's got to drop on these 3 pins, look. So we're going to push that down. Oh, we don't push the locking pin in yet. That's going to come to something else later on. That's going to give us a second mounting point for something. But now we have the whole mounting for the axle. Now we need to repeat the process for the other side again. So which bag had the grey bars in? Adidas. We need 2 more of our black connectors, 2 more of our orange connectors, and we need that red connector that I just put back because, of course. And we start off with the black pointing down again. Only now, instead of pointing out that side, we need to turn it around because this is a mirror image, of course. Yeah, put the black pointing the opposite way. I've done this backwards, haven't I? Let's try doing that the right way around. Told you I'm going to make loads of mistakes doing this. Push that in, and then this mounts to the back. And I've still built this wrong. How have I built this wrong? I've built this wrong because I'm looking at the wrong page. I'm looking at this page for all the instructions. Of course, I should be looking at this page for all the instructions. Idiot. So I did have it right the first time. Oh well, at least I'm getting lots of practice at pushing this on. And the last one. And then this comes in this side. That makes so much more sense because that now mounts perfectly. Ta-da! Awesome. So, step 11. Yep, this is the next step that I was expecting, connecting everything up together to give it a little bit of extra strength. So now we need to find a new connecty piece, which I've not come across yet. But I think it's 2 of these. 1, 2, just to lock the top and the bottom in place. Like so. So I have a question for those people out there who have done this more often. Dismantling ordinary Lego can take an age, and even with a brick separator, it can be a little bit painful. How much effort is it to dismantle one of these things if you ever want to rebuild it in the future? So now we're going to build some supports to go over the side. So we need some angled grey bits, and we need a red tube to put it into. So I'm guessing this would be the red tube. Tell me, can you... Okay, let's give that one a try. Okay, I have no idea what's going on with my Scarlett audio interface. I hope that it's understandable. I'm now using the tiny little microphone built into the webcam that's pointed down on the desk. So let's see how that one does. And I guess I still need to kind of figure out just what's going on with my streaming machine a little bit. I think it's definitely going to involve buying a new one. Thanks for the notice there, Elder. It did keep on telling me that it was losing the mic, but I just unmuted myself and hoped that that took me further, but apparently not. Okay, well, at least we know that tiny little microphones built into webcams still work too. I don't think I'm going to tell my partner that one. So let's get this mounted in place, shall we? How are we doing for time? There we go. So we're now up to step 13. I'm lucky for some. And now we're going to be adding in a couple of our T-pieces. Well, only 2 T-pieces, in fact. We're going to mount these either side of the chassis, like so, so that it brushes up to the second piece. I keep on catching one of the bags with my elbow. Any minute now, you're going to hear lots of tinkling sounds as different teeny bits of Lego bounce across my laminate flooring, and I go on a mad scramble to try and find them again. Okay, so the next step is more long blue connector bits through the middle. And these we're only going to push in halfway. So these are going to mount so in here. And I imagine at some point we're going to put something else on the inside and we're going to push them in further. Seeing as we have these catch pins here, I imagine we're going to mount something actually between these two to give it a little bit of strength. Let's go to 15. Okay, I think I'm going to cut it short to an hour today. I'm going to stick with 1 hour builds for Technics, I think. Seeing as the machine's not quite doing what it's supposed to do, and seeing as I'm starting to get in a little bit of pain, I'm not going to go too long, because otherwise it's going to be agony to work next week. And that's good. You need to work to buy more Lego. So now we're going to build off a little bit to try and extend the front of the car. I'm guessing this is going to be for the middle of the chassis. So we need 1 long bar, a couple of connector pieces, and a couple of these long blue connector pieces, which again we're only going to shove in halfway. So this goes on the 1st and the 4th hole. And our black connector pieces go on the 5th and the 6th hole on the other side. And then we're going to get one of our small L-shaped pieces to put on the back. Say she, hopefully. And then we have to build up a little connector bit for it to all go together. So let's stick that to the side for a second. We need another one of our long pieces, which I'm struggling to find again. I'm going to have to empty these bags out. I'm not going to do it today because I'm only going to build for another 10 minutes or so. But I think next time I'm going to have to get some tubs so that I can just empty everything out on the desk. It's definitely not in there. It's definitely not in there. I don't... Oh, yes, it is. Here we go. One of these bits, which was escaping from me. We need a black bar with a round connector bit. That's also going to be buried in one of these bags, isn't it? But not in that one. Nor is it in that one. Come on, tell me that you put everything in here to make it really hard to find. No. Oh, welcome to Stacey Clouds, where we search for tiny bits of Lego that we can't find. Here we go. One of these bits is what we're looking for. Let's put that in the camera so you can actually see it. So to make this up, we have to get another bit, and we feed the black bar through with the round connector sticking out of one end, and we put that into the first hole of the L shape going up. We mount the second bar through the middle. Is that everything? I think that is everything. And now we start to add some extra stuff there. So we need some shorter blue connectors. I've seen those. I know I've seen those. Where are you? Are they? Let's get this a little bit closer, shall we? What do we actually need? We need 2 blue connectors with a cross on one side, a small cog, a long brown bar, and one of the red hexagonal connectors. Now the brown bar I've definitely seen. Here's those blue connectors that we're looking for. So if you see, on one side we have a cross, and on the other side we have the round bit. We need a red cross section. Which has gone completely missing, because of course it has. Here we go. And we stick the crosses into the red section. Then we need to find our long brown bar. I believe that comes from this bag. That would be this one here. And we push that through the back. And on the other side, we need a spacer. And behind the spacer, we need a black cog. And I believe that is the black cog that we're looking for. And that goes here like this. And gets mounted so that the black cog goes to this hole. So there's going to be something going through this hole to turn this cog at some point, isn't there? Let me guess, that's going to be the prop shaft going down to the engine. Oops, you can't see. So now we need just a plain orange sheath. Oh, we just pressed that all the way through. I missed that bit. Oh, this is getting interesting. So that goes through there. We have an orange sheath on this side. How's that? Is that any better? Or is it still only pretending to actually work? Yes, I think this machine needs work. And I don't know why I'm leaning into my normal microphone when I know the microphone is on the other side of my table. Right, let's see whether or not we can get this bit built, shall we? I don't think we're going to be able to get there. Right, another 5 minutes. Let's see where we get to. If the microphone cuts out again, then I'm just going to cut the stream at that point. And I'm going to swear just a little bit when I go off air. So we've finished step 20. We have our cogs in place. Step 21, we're going to start to build it up a little bit. So what do we need here? We need another new piece that I've yet to see. See, this is why I always like to sort, because if I sort, I have an idea, I know I can find everything. As opposed to right now, where I don't think I can find anything. What are we looking for? We're looking for, it looks like it's two spaces with a hole in the middle. Something like this. And for the life of me, I cannot see that on the table. So it must be hiding in one of these bags, but where it's hiding, who knows? Nope, it's not that one. I've got, there we go. So one of these, we need a yellow connector rod, which are nice and easy to find in the bag of black. We need 2 yellow rods. And then we need a short brown rod, and I've already seen those ones before in a different bag, so they're easy to find. Here we go. So how do we put this together? We put the yellow rods through top and bottom. Like so. And then where does the brown bar go? Ah, the brown bar's for the next step. So this now just gets mounted at the top of the L. Just here. And now we stick our, we need another cog. And this is going to be one of those bigger black cogs. And let me guess, this one fits onto the end of that blue cog. So if we stick, this goes through here from back to front. Then we stick the cog on the front, and we try not to rip everything else apart. And we now have well, that's interesting. That blue cog doesn't actually connect to anything. That can spin freely in the middle. Curious to see what this is going to turn into. Step 22. Can we do the next 2 pages? Come on. We can do this. We need another small L shape so that we can build up the second side to this. A couple of connectors. Let's get this in place. So we mount these on this side, like so. And this goes over these 3 connectors here. Also gives us a little bit of strength. And then we get another one of our long bars, and we build that out using our long blue connectors again. So we've got 2 of these. And these go in this side from the outside in. So 1 in the first hole, 1 in the 4th hole. And then that should fit together nicely on there. And you know what? That takes us up to step 24. I'm feeling the pain in my thumb. I'm looking at my machine being not at all happy. And I'm going to say let's call it a day at step 24. So, thank you for joining me. I apologize profusely for all of the technical issues. It's always fun when you try and set something up. I guess I'm going to have to dive into the issues and see why the computer keeps on losing the sound again. And I think I'm going to have to buy a new machine that lets me stream with just a little bit more fluidity than this one does. Thanks for joining me. I hope it wasn't too bad with the issues that affected us. And, well, I'm going to put this one on hold for a couple of weeks. Like I say, hopefully next week, Martin is going to be able to join us. And then we can carry on building the Porsche. And at least that way, if I do get issues, Martin can take over and we can watch him build some awesome Lego too. On that note, I wish you a fantastic Sunday afternoon. Have fun. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.